Dually update today. Really simple update, which is much needed new LED headlights. The ones that came with this truck were okay, worked just fine. However, they were smoked out headlights, and driving at night I could not see them. I love the way they look, but I'm also more for functionality now. You know, 10 years ago, yes, I would have dealt with having black headlights, and with my first GMC Sierra, I've had black headlights with blue HIDs, which I could not see a freaking thing at night, and I was willing to deal with that because I thought it looked cool. But now that as I get older, I like functionality over the coolness. So this kind of combines both, and you guys will see here in a second. One thing I really wanted for these headlights, I'm not gonna make custom headlights for this truck just yet, so these will do. But one thing I specifically wanted for these headlights were the LED shape. I wanted them to look like this because this LED shape resembles the newer 2020 plus Chevy Silverados. I think those headlights look really cool coming down the road and looks really mean. And to me, to modernize the look of this truck, I wanted to go with some headlights that resemble the newer trucks. And also comes with cheese delete from the factory. Only downside is that I don't have projectors, so the output of the lights won't be as good. And also I have LEDs, so hopefully these don't just flare out too much and blind the crap out of people, because that is one thing I don't really want to do. I want to make sure we have good cutoff line and not just bright white light that just kind of blinds everybody. But with these headlights, we will most likely be blinding some people. So maybe in the future we'll do some projectors on here, or get different headlights that have projectors with proper output. Looks like we're not going to be able to install the lower part of the headlights today because I completely forgot that it came with these halogen bulbs. So I gotta look up the part numbers to figure out which LED ones I want to order. And this wire right here, if you guys watch if you guys have been keeping up with this dually build, what had happened was this right here is for the side marker light right here, where the bulb would usually go in right here, in which these are, I think these are LED ones. So how this works, I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea what this is. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. Anywho, there's usually a little plug like this, but the previous owner cut it, and this is what they use to light up the LEDs on the headlights. So I guess we can just do the same thing with this as well. I was never really a fan of the side markers anyway, so it's kind of a blessing in disguise. So we'll just use this and see if that works. We're back several days later. As I mentioned, this right here was cut off, and all I had to do, instead of buying replacement ones on Amazon for like $30 a plug, I actually went to the local junkyard and was able to get this for $3 a plug. So we got a plug here, and then a plug for this side. So, and then I ordered new LEDs for this right here, so get rid of the old halogen bulbs, and let's go ahead and splice this in right here and start wiring things up. So this part right here on Amazon, actually no, not even on Amazon, because Amazon had generic ones, and from the reviews they didn't fit, and the GM AC Delco ones on Parts Geek or Rock Auto was like $30 a plug, and there's no way I'm gonna pay $30 a plug for these, because I was thinking worst case scenario I just hot wire them straight onto the lights. The reason why I didn't is because if we look at the DRL right here, there's a spot where this goes in, and if I just straight up hot wire it like this, then this hole would be exposed, and I didn't want to like tape it up or, you know, make it look ghetto, so I just went and got this plug. So that's the only reason why I got it, so I could seal it up right there. The junkyard had tons of Suburban, Tahoe, and older 1500s. More important parts were all gone. Basically, all those junk vehicles, they had like half of them didn't even have an engine, and so a lot of wiring harness stuff though. So if I ever need anything wiring harness wise, I can go there and hopefully pick something up from an older 1500. Alright, so I am wiring up these headlights, and I'm getting a little confused because I was using these two wires, and the video I watched said that blue was, you know, your ground, and the, what is this, brown is your power. Well, it worked, but it's not, it doesn't work for what I'm trying to accomplish. So this is essentially how we're gonna do it. I got my wiring expert over here, Elite Wire. Can you explain to us why we're doing it the way we are?
First question is, why is there duct tape on your intake?
That's a good question. I bought it like that. There was a lot of things I don't know the answers to.
So without looking at any diagrams, because service here is crappy, the way these trucks work is your two bulbs in your park lamp. One's going to be a DRL, one's going to be a park lamp. So the park lamp will only be activated, your park lamp will be activated when you turn the switch, but your DRL will be activated when you're in drive. And then with the three wires, you got a constant ground. Blue is going to be your turn signal input, and that's going to be your park lamp. So what he was trying to do was use these two. You're tapping the blue for ground?
Blue for ground, yes.
So this blue is grounded. It's the little corner bulb. It's grounded whenever your park lamps are on, but when you turn your turn signals on, this actually sends 12 volt for this corner bulb to flash. So this one is going to be your constant ground. That one's going to be a park lamp. That one's going to be a turn signal. And this corner bulb, you've got a 12 volt for your turn signal, 12 volt for your park lamp. So you don't have a constant ground on these two wires.
All right. Now, what I'm trying to accomplish is I want to get rid of this bulb entirely whenever I'm turning. So we're only relying on the amber here to indicate that we're turning. So where do I need to put resistors? Because I have no idea how resistors work.
Well, so this one's going to go to your blue. So it's going to mean you're going to have to go between your turn signal, 12 volt, and ground.
Okay.
So resistor one side goes to the yellow, one goes to your ground to add more resistance to your factory circuit so you don't get your hyper flash. You got to do one resistor per bulb, so pretty much one per headlight.
I wouldn't need one for the white.
White's your DRL, right?
Yeah.
No, because they don't flash.
But what about because I'm converting this over to LEDs?
Yes, that's why. So your park lamps, they're not going to be flashing, so you never get hyper flash park lamps. So you would go in between this black and this blue.
Okay.
And if you're trying to delete your turn signal bulb right here, just cut this wire so you're no longer sending 12 volts into this connector.
Yeah.
And then so this blue would go to your headlight, so it'd be a resistor between here and your grounds. Do the hazards. I think why you don't get hyper flash with hazards is because you've got all four bulbs, so you've got a pretty high resistance already, I think. So I don't know if you ever get hyper flash with hazards.
I did earlier.
You did? Maybe if you have a bulb out, even though you have an LED in two of them, it's still seeing resistance instead of nothing at all.
Now this bulb's not working. So yeah, what I'm trying to do is cut
You don't want that to flash no more, so yeah. Cut the blue and send the blue to your headlight.
So we figured out that we're not going to be using these two wires anymore, and solely based on we're going to be using the middle connector, which does your turn signal. And for me, what I'm trying to achieve is I'm going to cut this blue wire, which is your turn signal wire, and I don't want signal going to this bulb because I don't want it to flash. I only want I already installed it on this side, the L to turn amber as I'm turning. So basically we're going to tap this into the headlight, and then so black is going to be our ground, brown is going to be our constant power, and then blue is the turn signal indicator. And then we bought the diodes. Diode, one side is going to go to the ground, and this other side is going to go to your turn signal, which eliminates the hyperflash. Here is the connector we got from the junkyard. Let's go ahead and wire it up like this. Here it is, turn signal bulb right here. Constant power goes to white of the headlights, which powers the DRLs, the U's, the little L shape right there, and the amber right here goes to the blue wire and also gets tapped to resistor. Resistor then goes into black, which is ground. So like I said, the reason why I'm cutting this off is I don't want the factory turn signal function, and you guys will see here in a second what I'm talking about.
No. Alright, that side works good. It's funky though. That side's not working. It's doing some funky stuff. So when you turn the blinker on, it's just like this little corner piece is going in this.
Oh, bottom flash is still on both sides?
Yeah.
Turn signal.
Yeah, so when you do it, this is flashing the same as this. But this side's not lighting up all the way, it's just this piece right here.